All right, so hear me out. Most people think that you need years of coding experience to build a profitable app, right? But what if I told you that I just created this exact app that's making $40,000 a month using nothing but AI? So in this screenshot, you can see proof of the revenue this resume builder app is generating. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how I rebuilt it from scratch without writing a single line of code. Now, this app helps users create professional resumes with customizable templates and export options, making it incredibly popular in the productivity space. So here's what's crazier, okay? I just used one AI tool to build the entire application, and it's honestly the most powerful no-code solution I've ever seen so far. So you literally just describe what you want, and then the AI builds your app completely. But here's the thing though, 99% of people don't know this tool exists, and even fewer know how to use it properly to create apps that can actually get approved and published on the Google Play Store. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through my complete step-by-step process. I'm gonna show you exactly how to use this AI coding tool to build your own app, how to navigate the Google Play Store submission process, and most importantly here, how to avoid the common mistakes that gets most apps rejected, so that by the end of this video, you're gonna have everything that you need to build and publish your own app without touching a single line of code. Now, I'm gonna break this down into simple steps that anyone can follow, and I'll even show you the exact prompts I use to get the AI to build this entire application. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so in this video, we're gonna go step by step using Base 44 and Despia. Base 44 to build the app with AI, and Despia to easily submit the app to the Google Play Store. I added a special link just for you in the description down below for both tools. Please do go ahead and check them out. Because most people I know who try to make their own resume tools always start with the same problem. Like, we can picture the final products in our heads, but we really have no idea how to turn that mental image into an actual app. So we're going to make this part simple. Before worrying about templates or exporting or any of these smart features, we just need a clear mobile-friendly layout that shows us what the app will eventually feel like. A strong visual framework is the backbone of the entire project. So we'll guide Base 44 through the initial setup with this prompt. Hi, Base 44, let's build a smart professional resume builder application. Please first build the front end of the application. Create a mobile optimized app with a dashboard, saved, and settings section. Build the front end first without any functionality so we have an idea of the application's outcome. And with that, Base 44 puts everything together in just a few minutes, and we end up with a simple but professional looking front end. It's not functional, not yet. The buttons don't actually do anything, but visually, it's already feeling like the start of a real resume builder. And the next part of the video will bring this layout to life and start layering in all the actual features. Now that we've got the basic layout in place, the next question is the one every resume builder has to answer. What do the actual resumes look like? Because a lot of people get stuck here. They want something clean and professional, but not generic or outdated. So in this step, we're going to let Base 44 generate a full set of templates that users can pick from, all with different styles and layouts. Since the templates are the heart of the whole experience, we're going to ask Base 44 to build this. Now let's build the actual resume templates the user can use. Please create a variety of templates with different designs. And with that, Base 44 quickly fills the app with multiple designs, each one offering a different look and structure. Now we can scroll through a collection of templates with modern layouts, clean professional formats, and a range of visual styles the user can choose from. Now, templates are a good starting point, but a resume builder only becomes useful when people can actually turn those designs into their own story. And that means the editor has to feel familiar, flexible, and strong enough to handle real-world resumes, not just a basic text box on top of a layout. Users should be able to drop in their details, to adjust sections, and see everything updated in a way that looks clean and professional. Since this part does most of the work for the user, we do need to guide Base 44 with a detailed prompt. Build the resume editor. Whenever a user chooses a template, give them the option to edit its contents. Make the editor similar to Word, make it comprehensive with its features, allow the user to set up different sections in their resume easily, such as their contact info, experience, education, skills, certification, projects, awards, and achievements. Also add the ability to add a profile photo and an option to add company logos. Base 44 then turns each template into an editable layout. After picking a design, the user is taken straight into an editor where they can update their name, of course, their contact details, and all the main sections of a resume. Experience, education, skills, certifications, projects, awards, and achievements each get their own dedicated area. So it is easy to fill things in without feeling cramped or lost. The interface also supports adding a profile photo at the top and dropping in company logos next to roles, which does instantly make the resume look a lot more polished, at least to me. As details are entered, the template responds in real time. You might start by typing a name, a role, and a short summary, then move on to adding a few work experiences and educational entries. Each time new information is added, the preview updates to reflect the changes, so it's clear how the final resume will look. Extra sections can be added or expanded as needed, and the layout keeps everything aligned to the design of the chosen template. All right, so finishing a resume inside the app is great, but it doesn't mean much unless users can actually take that resume out into the real world. This is the point where the tool needs to feel practical, something that they can download or send or attach to an application without any extra steps. So the next upgrade is all about giving the app solid export and sharing options. To add these tools into the workflow, I'll have Base 44 build the full export system using this prompt. Now, please build the export and sharing capabilities of the app. Allow the user to download their resume in different formats and allow them to share it as a link. Base 44 responds by adding a dedicated share or export flow built right into the app. After selecting a template and adding a few details, a new share button appears here in the upper right corner of the editor. Tapping it opens a modal with several options. Download the resume as a PDF, save it as an image, or generate a shareable link that can be sent to anyone. All of these options work directly with the user's chosen template and the content that they've added, so the exported file looks exactly like the design that they've been working on and previewing. Now, before we can hand things off to Despia, we need to make sure the app can actually be accessed without any barriers. Because right now, Base 44 projects are locked behind a login by default, which is fine during development, but not ideal once we're turning this into a real installable Android app. Anyone who downloads it from the Play Store should be able to open it instantly. And that's why this step is important. So inside Base 44, we'll switch the project to public mode so Despia can package it properly and users can launch it without logging in. And you'll find this option by clicking the Publish button in the upper right corner here. And from there, open up Public Access, Login Required, and uncheck Require Login to access. And once that's done, copy the project link and click Publish. And after that small tweak, the Base 44 build is fully unlocked and ready for the next stage in Despia. So now that our Base 44 project is ready to be exported, the next step is moving everything into Despia, so then we can turn it into a real Android app. And Despia acts as the sort of packaging layer. It takes the web app we built and converts it into a proper mobile build that can be uploaded to the Play Store. It's a different part of the process, but we'll go through it together step by step so that nothing feels too overwhelming. We'll begin by creating a new project inside of Despia. Name it anything that you like. In this walkthrough specifically, I'm going to be calling it Resume Craft. And the web app start URL field, paste the link we copied earlier from Base 44, and that tells Despia exactly which version of the app it should load and wrap. After the project is created, scroll down to App Icon and Branding. Upload your app icon for iOS and then for Android. Even if you only plan to publish on Android, Despia still requires an iOS icon during setup. Then head down to splash screen layout and upload your splash screen GIF. Now this is the loading animation that plays when users first open up the app. Now with those assets added, the Despia project is now fully created and visually configured. Our project inside Despia is ready to go. So the next step is connecting it to your Google developer account. Now this link is what allows Despia to generate Android builds, to sign them correctly, and then send them straight to the Play Store. Now, it sounds technical, but taken step by step, it is very manageable. So we'll begin on the right-hand side of Despia by clicking Publish App. We'll choose Android, then generate an Android key store. This file is essential for publishing any Android app. And then from there, we'll head over to the Google Cloud Console and then create a brand new project. Name it however you like, but of course, I'm going to name mine Despia Resume Craft for clarity. After the project is created, search for Service Accounts and open that page. Create a new service account, give it a name, and assign the role Service Account User. Google will now generate an email for this account, and that email will become your service account email, and we'll use it shortly inside the Google Play console. Next, open the Actions menu by clicking 3 dotted vertical buttons here. Select Manage Keys and choose Add Key, then JSON. Google will download a JSON file to your computer. This is the file Despia needs to authenticate your developer account. Return to Despia, find the Add New Developer Account section, and upload that JSON file. Click the Link with Google button, then select the development team that we just added so Despia knows exactly which account to connect to. There's one last step in Google Cloud, which is enabling the Google Play Android Developer API. So in Despia, click Manage Integration, which opens up the API page directly. Turn the API to on, and that completes the integration. Despia is now officially linked to our Google Developer account, meaning it can build, sign, and push your app directly to the Play Store whenever you're ready. But before Despia can publish anything to the Play Store, the app needs a proper privacy policy. Google requires this for every app, even simple ones, so this step is not optional. Luckily, generating one is quick. Head on over to privacypolicygenerator.info and create a new app privacy policy. The site will walk you through a series of questions about what your app collects and how it handles user data. Since this project is only a demo, I'll select No for all data collection options, but anyone building a real version should answer these questions based on their actual app behavior. When you finish, the generator will produce a hosted privacy policy page. Copy the link because we're going to need it shortly when setting up the Google Play console. After setting up the privacy policy, the next stage is getting our app registered inside the Google Play console so that Google knows what we're uploading. This part is mostly administrative, but it is essential before any build can be submitted. So let's start by heading to the Google Play console homepage and creating a new app. And you can name it anything that you like. I'm going to be using Resume Craft for this walkthrough. And then I'm going to set the type to app, choose free for the pricing, accept the declarations, and then create the project. Once the dashboard loads, the first prompt you'll handle is the privacy policy. So open up that section and then paste the link we generated earlier and save it. After that, just go to the Users and Permissions page and invite a new user. This is where you'll paste the service account email we created earlier in Google Cloud. Then assign the necessary permissions for that account. So that's viewing app info, editing drafts, handling releases, and managing store presence, so that Despia has enough access to upload builds on your behalf. Full admin rights are also an option, but for this demonstration, I'm just going to keep it limited to only what is actually needed. After the service account is added and permissions are applied, the Play console side of the setup is complete. And at this point, you can return to Despia, click the Publish Project button, and let it generate and upload your first Android build. And once that finishes, the app is officially linked, configured, and ready for the submission steps inside the Play console. After your Android build is ready in Despia, the next phase happens inside the Google Play console. Now, this is where Google asks for every detail it needs before an app can be reviewed, approved, and eventually published. It's definitely one of the longer parts of the process, but when you move through it like a checklist, it then becomes much easier to manage. So the first thing you'll do is download your finished build from Despia, then head over to the Google Play console and open the app project we created earlier. Inside the test and release section, we'll choose internal testing and upload your app bundle. Once the upload finishes, you can click through to save and publish it into your internal testing track, which officially registers the build inside the Play console. When you return to the dashboard, Google will show a "Finish setting up your app" banner filled with sections you need to complete. You can open them up one at a time. The app access page goes first, and for this walkthrough, I'm going to choose the option stating that everything in the app is available without restrictions. After saving and returning to the dashboard, the next section you'll visit is Ads, where we will select that the app does not contain any advertisements. Content rating comes next, so let's start the questionnaire, enter an email in the category field, choose all other app types, agree to the terms, and then continue through the form. For this demo, I'm choosing no for every option since the app does not contain any sensitive content. And when the rating is generated and saved, you'll be taken back to the main checklist again. Target audience is next in line, and here I'm going to select 18 and over, continue, and save it. After that, we'll open the data safety section. And since the demo doesn't collect any data, I'm going to be choosing no in the data collection and security portion, and then walking through the remaining confirmation steps until it's saved. And when that's done, we can now open government apps and confirm that the app isn't associated with any government organization. The financial features section here follows a similar pattern, and since there are no money-related tools in this build, I'll select that the app doesn't provide any financial features. The health section is the same story. I'll select that the app doesn't include health features and save that as well. And once those are complete, we'll reach the part where we will assign a category and add contact details for the listing. So for this demo, I'm choosing productivity as the category and entering the placeholder email resumetests@gmail.com, then saving the information. Next comes one of the biggest sections, the store listing. Here, we'll fill in our short description. I'm using Resume Craft, along with a more complete description that explains what the app actually does, such as creating professional resumes from a selection of templates. And after the text is set, we need to upload the app icon at 512 by 512 pixels, our feature graphic at 1024 by 500 pixels, and all the required screenshots. For demonstration purposes, I'm uploading simple placeholder images here, but of course, a real submission should use proper polished assets. So once everything is filled in, you can save the store listing. And now with the listing complete, we'll go back to the dashboard and scroll to the cloud testing section. You'll be asked to choose the countries and regions where the test track should be available. Now, for simplicity's sake, I'm selecting all countries here. So then we are now going to visit the tester section and pick a testing group. I'm using one of my default groups, though you can create a new one if needed. Once all of these sections are green, you'll be able to open the release confirmation page. The bundle that we uploaded earlier should now be visible, and saving this release moves it from an internal testing track into the closed testing alpha track. And at that point, all that's left is to go to the publishing overview and press send changes for review. And that final click submits your entire app. The build listing details everything to Google's review process. It's officially now in their queue, and once it's approved, this resume builder will be ready for actual Play Store distribution. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the resume builder, all done, packaged, and Play Store ready. It's not bad for a no-code project, right? Now, if you want to try building your own version, the tools are in the description below. Check them out, click on those links. And I want to thank you for investing your time with me today. I hope to see you at the next one.